I've been using this Logitech G733 gaming, wireless headset. This is specifically G733 Lightning wireless RGB gaming headset, from Logitech. And yeah, I have some thoughts about it. I believe this was released about 4 or 3 years ago, so it's pretty old system, right? But I just saw this from Lazada, and I thought I'm gonna give it a try. I already have a couple of headsets that you probably know in my previous review, right? But I wanted to check something that has RGB in it, as you can see, and yeah, this is actually pretty good. So let me go ahead and check it out, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion about it. All right, packaging itself is pretty neat, right? Pretty simple. Logitech logo in the bottom left corner, and the right says Lightspeed wireless RGB gaming headset. It shows a couple of pictures of the headset and a kind of gray black box. On the side, you do have this specification there, so you might want to pause this video if you want to check that out. But everything is written there. Driver, frequency response, all of this specification itself. And battery, this is one thing that I will love on this one. It says 29 hours, with the RGB off and 20 hours with it on. So that is substantial amount of battery, right? That's gonna help you out in longer gaming sessions. Dual layer memory foam, high precision Pro G audio drivers. I believe those are just 40 millimeters drivers. USB-C already, unlike my old systems here. There's still mini or micro USB, but this one is USB-C, so that's good. And it also has DTS headphone, basically virtual surround. If you wanted to check that out, that's actually the good thing about this. There is a software that is really really awesome with this, and I will show you that software later on as I provide you my honest opinion and feedback on this headphone as well. But for now, let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, so inside is pretty simple. Right? It says keep playing. I guess that is like the box for accessories and stuff. So let's go ahead and check this out. You got your USB cable here, of course, Type C and Type A if you want to charge it. You can also use it while it's plugged in. So that is pretty neat. This is your detachable microphone. Gonna test that later on. And this is your USB dongle. Quite big in my liking, but you know, it's fine. This is the actual headset. Ooh, it's actually very, very light compared to my other headphones here. This one is substantially lighter. Let's check it out. All right. Wow, that is extremely light. So that is your G733 light speed. I don't know if the light speed means it's light because it's very light, but you got the logo there. All plastic body, which I like, right? It's not bad. G723 or G733 rather. Um, Logo there, model number, and then your stretchable headband at the top, adjustable. Really cool. It's like on my Arctis 7 again. I think they copied the Arctis, but it's good. And the foam is very, very soft, right? These are memory foam covered by cloth, right? So that breathable cloth that's not like a leather or fake leather, that will sweat and break on you. So that's really good. I hope they sell replacement pads for this though, because on my Arctis 7, you can replace that's really cool. This is your mute button, your volume rocker or volume adjustable knob there, your power, and of course your USB Type C. And then nothing else, as a matter of fact, aside from the microphone insert, of course, very, very clean. So this is the detachable, attachable microphone. Let's check it out. It's quite big in my liking, but again, it's something that you're gonna use if you're into multiplayer. Talking to your party, to your colleagues or teammates rather, on your games. But this is wireless, by the way. It's not gonna be like a top tier quality mic. We're going to test it in a bit later on using the software as well. So you will hear how the microphone performs. But You have some adjustment on the headband itself from here. Not substantial, but you can adjust that. Feels solid enough, right? Sometimes it feels flimsy, but it's actually solid enough compared to my Arctis that is very robust. This is an old one, by the way, so quite dirty, and also I believe this is 50 millimeter driver, so it's quite bigger. But this has metal body, so it's a lot heavier than the G733. The Xbox is substantially heavier. As you can see, this is collecting dust already, as I'm not using this at all on my Xbox. It's just connected to speaker, sound bar, and of course I do have some old Razer as well that I tried to use with my PS5. It's fine. It's fine, but yeah, those are the headsets, the gaming headsets that I accumulated, recently. Of course, I also have older ones that I probably disposed already or something. But on weight, the G733 is definitely the lightest of all. So even the Racer is already very light, but the G733 is still lighter than the Racer. So that is quite good. All right, so let me show you the app itself, right? So you're just gonna download this from Google, right? Just Google Logitech G Hub. That's the name of the app, and it's a very robust app that I really like, right? Compared to other headphones out there, this is pretty good. So just download that Logitech G Hub, and it will automatically detect your, headset. By the way, as soon as you plug the USB dongle on the USB port of your computer, they're gonna pair right away. You don't have to do pairing process or anything like that. It's already good to go. So it will detect like this G733. As you can see, it's 81% battery. You can full screen this if you want, minimize it on a window. Or you can even adjust the actual software, which is neat. So click on that one, and you do have a couple of setups or a couple of options that you can. So I'm going to walk you through the options here, and then finally I will tell you again, because I've been using this product for about 2 weeks now, I believe, and I will answer the question if this is still worth it, right, in 2025, 2026, next year, even though this has been released like about 4 years ago already. um, but on the top, it will detect all of the games that you have, so you can actually like select one and personalize it, right? So I find that quite neat, though. Although I don't really use that, often, but that is pretty good because that means that you can select a specific game there, and then adjust your settings here, your equalizer and stuff, and then it's not like global adjustment, right? Depending on your games. For example, if you have like Call of Duty or Counter Strike or something like that that uses a specific equalizer settings, then you can also personalize it there, which is neat, right? I like that. That is on the upper right corner. And then on the left side are your options. So you do have the headphones on the top, microphone, and then assignments, and then the light sync, right? So assignments, just some macro automations on the button if you want to change that, which is really, really good, right? So as you can see, by default, it's just using the default setup, but you can use the G shift, and then you can configure everything on this button, which is really powerful, right? So you can select buttons there, and then you can just like select, if you want to change the bass on it, advanced equalizer toggle. You can even like use commands, right? Launch a program or do something, which is really, really powerful. So now you just added some button on your system, right? For example, exiting or launching a program or a quick note or something. Sky's the limit, right? You can do every little thing there. So that is quite nice. That is on the assignments. Now on the bottom, it's very simple. That's just your light sync. So you can actually configure the RGB if you wanted to. Although I don't really find any useful use on this one because I don't really see the RGB myself, right? So it's fine on default for me. But if you're like streaming game, or if you have some cameras, pointed at your face, of course, you're gonna benefit on the RGB offering of that one. So on a microphone, again, we'll test this in a bit, but that is some options that you also have. Logitech Purchase Blue. So I believe this is like a an application powered by Blue, which will just give you a couple of options. It's basically equalization, right, on microphone as well. So you can play around with that. And a good thing about this is you can actually record some audio, and then select different kind of like equalization or presets there to hear the actual playback. Whatever voice you're gonna like, right? Well, let's come back to that later on because that will take some time. But on the headphone, that's your very first setting, most important settings for me. Like I would like to highlight something here, right? So you do have two tabs on the top: acoustics and surround, right? Really powerful stuff. So on the acoustics, you can actually change, of course, system volume. You can also do that on the Windows settings or on the button itself, right? On the volume rocker, volume wheel, microphone, side tone, and then you can enable or disable advanced equalization, right? If it's just disable, you only have bass and treble here, but you can advance EQ, and it's gonna give you the full range for the equalization. Now, the powerful one about this is you do have default presets, right? Bass boost, cinematic, communication, those kind of stuff. But you also have what they call custom presets, right? And then you can click on browse more presets, and it's going to connect you to online community where people share their different type of equalization, which is really good. It's almost like the Steam Deck controller configuration, right? It connects to the internet, and then give you a lot of offerings. So let's go ahead and check that right now if that will work. So click on browse more presets. As you can see, there's tons of presets here shared by the community. And for example, if we're looking for this one, G733 wireless light sync, right, gaming headset, so I can click on that one to filter it out to those presets only, right? The equalization for that one. So let's, for example, select most popular in the filter here. So you can see a lot of shared equalizations are here. So you can test which one you would like the best, right? So it says here it's for Apex, right? Someone shared that. Cool sounds, neighbor sounds, right? And clear sound, a lot of different one. I love this, for example, it says music plus surround. So if you click something like that, it's gonna give you description. For the people or for the bass people, your G733 bass won't sound too distorted with this setup. Doesn't sound as good as audiophile headset, but this can get your G733 sound good on the bass. And then take note of this: turn on the surround sound and put it on entertainment and traditional. Just tweak the treble side if you want to hear high notes. So it actually combines with the treble. So just in case you're gonna download that, which I already did, by the way. So if you go back, for example, I now have a lot, right? For example, we select the music, surround entertainment, or audio producing gaming, like what I have right now. If I select that, of course, it will change, right, depending on the setup of the download or the settings that I downloaded. But you can actually go there, then go to the next tab here, surround. This is the DTS, and then you can either enable this or disable, right? If you disable, of course, it's just gonna play a standard stereo, which is good already. But I find that this headset actually shines on enable surround sound. I almost never use it without surround sound, right? It's just like night and day, super different. And then you have entertainment, gaming, sports. You can just, it's kind of like equalization for the surround. And then DTS super stereo mode, you have off, front, wide, traditional. So right now I just put it on sport and traditional, and that is matching with the other one here, right? And it's already like allowing you to basically tweak this round, which is amazing. Again, this round sound, of course, when you start to enable it, it will sound really, really strange. It will sound kind of like worse than the standard one. But the key is tweaking, right? So find the best one here, and then find the best equalization. And I promise you, at least on my experience, it will sound a lot better, a lot more immersive than the disabled one, just a standard one, right? As long as you manage to tweak it and find the sweet spot on it. So really, really amazing. But let's go ahead and actually test the microphone really quick here. Okay, so right now you're listening onto the microphone of the G733, right? This is how it sounds like. Let me know down in the comments below if you think this is very, very bad, right? Of course, I believe, I haven't heard it right now, but I believe this will not sound as close as the other one. Like this one, right? This is my built-in or my original microphone that I use in my studio, right? My recording here. But again, let me switch it to the G733 microphone. This is again the G733 microphone. Again, typically you're just gonna use this for party chat, right? When you're online playing and something like that. So it's not that bad. But again, it's functional and you can just it's detachable, right? So let me switch back again to my original microphone. All right, that is my Mayono PD 400, right? I can't remember. I can't even remember the uh model number, but this is my my original microphone. But yeah, so let me know down in the comments below if you think the microphone sounds really bad. But I think, of course, again, that is a wireless, right? You can already set your expectation over a wireless microphone. It's never gonna sound good as the wired one. um it's not meant for recording or something, but it's for online gaming. But let me switch back to that and play around so I can show you the power of the application here. All right, so right now we're back to the G733 microphone. And again, the voice for blue voice is enabled, right? So if I disable that, as you can see, it's probably sounding different, a little bit different, right? But let me go ahead and enable that. And you do have a couple of presets there. So broadcaster one, I can do AM radio, right? So this is the equalizer. I already noticed that it changed there, but you can also activate advanced control, and you have a lot of control there if you're like a professional, right, or wanted to really tweak some stuff. But yeah, so that is how it sounds on AM radio, broadcaster one. I think this will probably sound better. Broadcasting 2 or broadcaster 2, you do have FM station. This is how it sounds like FM station. High voice loud. So I don't know if this is loud. I'm not shouting anything. I'm just speaking the same thing or same level. This is soft, it says. So again, same level. I'm just testing the voice here. Loud or high voice loud and high low voice low. So those are the presets. And as you can see, there's also like on the audio or the speaker itself, there's also browse more presets, and it's going to give you the community sharing again, which is amazing, right? So you can always go back to our headset and find a really good equalizer or settings that someone already did, like clear voice that you can see here. So you can probably just try that, right? Go ahead and download that and see if it will sound any better. So it says clear voice, so that's how it sounds, or that's how fast it is, right? It says clear voice, and that is it. All right, here you go. So let me know down in the comments below if you think that is good, at least for the microphone. Switching back to my built-in or to my original microphone. So that is the power of this application. Again, this is Logitech G733. So I already walked you through the performance of the app. So as you know, it's a PC centric headset, right? Because you can really maximize the utilization using this app, right? If you plug it in on a PS5, which I believe it will work as well on PS5 and other stuff. I think not on Xbox, right? But will work on PS5 and other. It's good, but again, you're gonna miss this app, which is extremely powerful. Now, for the sound itself, just to compare real quick, I do have again a couple of headsets already. For sure, for headset quality per se, there's a lot of other headphones that is better, right, for audiophile grade quality, because this is not an audiophile headphones. This is primarily for gaming, right? So if you're into like listening music or taking the headphones with you, just really audiophile quality, there's a lot, like a lot other better option for the price range, right? You can get Soundcore, you can get Edify, you can get a lot of other. But again, those are for music and audio enthusiasts. For gaming, this is a lot better than my Razer. As a matter of fact, I do have a Razer headphones, but that's just not the really expensive one. I can even argue that this is better than my Xbox headphone as well. My Xbox headphone is very boomy, very bassy, and there's really not much control. But this one is just powerful, right? Lots of control. So absolutely better there. Especially again, combination of surround and acoustic here. Even for my Artist 7, I can argue that this is better because of the software again. Artist has a software as well, but this is more powerful. And I believe that due to the custom presets or the presets that are being shared in the community, it's actually much more powerful. So in 2025, um, I believe this is not worth it if it's on original price because I believe this is quite expensive before. But right now, I managed to snag this for about 5,000 pesos only in Lazada. So that is actually quite cheap, right? 5,000 pesos, Philippine pesos. That's actually quite cheap compared to, to its original price before. So if you're like, if you've seen this on sale, right? Because I've seen it on sale, which is really big sale. Um, get it, right? I believe it's just around like 90 bucks, which is really, again, really cheap, right? 80 bucks, 90 bucks when I purchased it. And I believe when it was released, it's probably 150, even more than that, right? $150, or I think I've seen it 180. So on that price is very high. But right now that it's 80 bucks, $80, it's amazing, right? 90, $88. So definitely worth it to get on 2025 because of its surround and the price if you're going to get it on sale. But other than that, if you're getting it in a full price or something, there's a lot of other competition out there that will make sense and will give you more benefit than this one and on a price range, right? Especially audio quality. But that's it for today, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any comments or suggestions. If you have any questions, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. I unbox and review stuff like this, so might help you in your purchase decision. But that is it for today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay safe and see you on my next one. Peace.